Hey, I'm Sam Clark. Welcome to Whiteboard. Sorry it's been a while. Been a little, been busy with stuff. Today, the Iowa Caucuses. On the Republican side, Cruz pulled out a victory with 28% of the vote, Trump with 24, Rubio with 23. The other candidates were also there. Huckabee dropped out. He was apparently still in it. But on the Democratic side, Hillary pulled out 699.57 state delegate equivalents. Bernie had 695.49 state delegate equivalents, and Martin O'Malley 7.68. Moment of silence for Martin O'Malley, dropping out of the race. So, what does that mean? What's a state delegate equivalent? Why isn't it just a state delegate? What does any of this mean? What are caucuses? The Iowa Caucuses on the Republican side are pretty simple. It's basically a student council election. On the Democratic side, it's a little more complicated. If you want to vote for Bernie, you go to one side of the room, but if you want to vote for Hillary, you go to the other side of the room. If you want to vote for Martin O'Malley, but 15% of the people in the room don't want to vote for Martin O'Malley, then you gotta go to a different side of the room. And if you're on the Hillary side, you can yell at them to go over to the Hillary side. If you're on the Bernie side, you can yell at them to go to the Bernie side. And then by the end of the night, you're parceled out to whatever side of the room you're on, and then that determines how many state delegate equivalents your candidate gets. I didn't explain that very well. The Iowa Democratic Party explained it as such, quote, "On caucus night, Iowans in each precinct elect delegates to their county conventions, but the winner of the caucuses will be the candidate who accrues the most state delegate equivalents. State delegate equivalents are calculated using a ratio of state to county convention delegates. In other words, the ratio determines how many delegates the candidate will receive for the state convention based on the number of county convention delegates the candidate receives." You know? As the Iowa Democratic Party explains, caucusing is really democracy at its finest. Everyday citizens packed in a room debating which candidate would run the country best. So obviously in the case of a tie, we turn to a coin toss. Here's an example. At one caucus location in Des Moines, Iowa, there were 5 delegates up for grabs. Now obviously that wasn't based on the number of people who showed up that night, because that would be silly. It's obviously the number assigned based on Democratic turnout in the precinct in the last 2 elections. Now 122 voters showed up to this voting location. 61 of them went to the Hillary corner, 61 of them went to the Bernie corner. Bernie got 2 delegates and Hillary got 2 delegates. So then how do we decide the last delegate? Obviously a coin toss. 61 people want Hillary, 61 people want Bernie. 3 delegate equivalents go to one and 2 delegate equivalents go to the other, because democracy. So really what it all comes down to, Hillary won 699.57 state delegate equivalents to Bernie's 695.49, and those state delegate equivalents were calculated based on the ratio of people standing on opposite sides of the room in 1,681 Iowa precincts, where the number of delegates up for grabs per caucus location was predetermined based on Democratic voter turnout in a given precinct in the last 2 elections. But, you know, she won, and that's a huge deal, because Iowa is a huge deal. Why is Iowa so incredibly important in every single presidential election? No fucking idea. Honestly, don't know. And that's democracy. So, remember to vote.